From the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. Once again, this is Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. And as usual, before we get started or do anything else, get down there in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button if you would, please. Thank you very much. Got a lot to get to. I'll try to cram it all in within the next 20 minutes or so. So let's get right on with this and then move along here. You know, the colder weather is really closer than you want it to be. And if you look at the first week in November, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the service department at Frank Beck Chevrolet says now is the perfect time to make an appointment and make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter weather ahead. Yeah, get in there and let them check the strength of your battery, your belts, your hoses, your wiper blades, antifreeze, and more. Plus, now is the perfect time to get that new set of tires so you don't go slipping and sliding down the highway. And if you don't think your car will make it through another rough Michigan winter, let the sales pros at Beck's help you find a vehicle for all seasons. You know, the 2025s are rolling in pretty much every day out of the lot now, so their selection is tops. And you can check out their inventory on their webpage at frankbeckchevy.com, or better still, stop by the dealership on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville and let them help you experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. And by the way, while you're in there, make sure you say hello to their newest member of the sales team, veteran salesman Mike Brayman. You won't meet a nicer fella. Get in there and say hello to Mike. Welcome him to the team. Better still get in there and buy a car from him. Mike Brayman, newest member of the sales team at Frank Beck Chevrolet. As you saw in the headlines, Jameson Williams has decided to drop his appeal. I'll have more details on that in the minutes ahead. Right now, let's get a few things out of the way here. World Series begins tomorrow night in LA. Dodgers and the Yankees. We remember any Dodger fan or family of Fernando Valenzuela, our thoughts and prayers are with him as he has passed away at the age of 63. I did not hear a cause of death. Valenzuela, who had been the color commentator on the Dodgers Spanish-speaking radio network. Again, as I say, I don't have all the details yet. He was only 63. I remember I was living in L.A. when he arrived on the scene out there in 1979. He was only 19 years old and threw one pitch, screwball. Pitchers don't throw screwballs anymore. If you do, you wreck your arm. Phenomenal. He was absolutely phenomenal. Won the Rookie of the Year and Cy Young Award in the same year. He was. They wrote songs about him out there. He was the most manly Dodger player in decades. Fernando Valenzuela, gone at the age of 63, and sorry for that. Sorry for Dodger fans. I'm sure before the game tomorrow night, they will have a moment of silence in his memory. R.I.P. Fernando. Adios, amigo. So that's the Dodgers and the Yankees tomorrow night as the World Series gets underway. I think the Dodgers are slight favorites the last time I looked. Shohei Ohtani against Aaron Judge, huh? Okay. Two richest teams in baseball having at it. Like I said before, it's become like a big monopoly game with monopoly money and everything else. But are you going to watch the World Series? Are you into it or not? How many of you out there are really focused on the World Series this year? You going to watch it, huh? I don't know. Anyway, Red Wings get back at it tonight. They're 3-3. They're working on a 2-game winning streak. They're playing the New Jersey Devils tonight at Little Caesars. Devils are a good team. I think Alex Lyon will be in net again for the Wings tonight. I think he's working on a 2-game win streak as well. I think this will be a good test for the Wings. Oh, well, I may mention this. Or maybe I didn't. They won Tuesday night when they won 1-0 at the Islanders. I don't know if we mentioned this before or not. That was the first time since 1959 that the Red Wings won a game when they had 10 or less shots on goal. Now, after the game, it was 10 shots on goal. I think an hour or two later, they revised that to make it 11 shots. It seemed to me like the Wings spent most of the game in their own end of the ice. The only goal, by the way, was Patrick Kane, his first of the year. I think it might have been on the first shot of the game. He only had 9 or 10 shots after that for the whole game. First time that's happened since 1959. So what is that, about 65 years? Yeah. Wow. Pistons opened up last night against the Indiana Pacers. I don't know why a team that only won 13 or 14 games last year, and why do they have to open up against a team that was in the conference finals last year? They played well for 3 quarters, got outscored the last quarter, 33-19, and that was the game. Kate Cunningham had a good night. And like I said, it looked good for 3 or 3.5 quarters, but it's a young team still trying to learn how to win. I thought they had a very good first half. Had a 9-point lead at the half, 58-49. You hold Indiana to less than 50 points in 24 minutes. I think you've done a pretty good job. But anyway, they're on the road tomorrow night at Cleveland. I said before the season started, I thought they would win 25 games. I'm going to stick by that. I think they'll get better as the season goes on, but 3-point shooting is still an issue for them. They just don't have any sharpshooters on this team. The one closest to that might be Kate Cunningham, but I thought they did a fairly good job taking care of the ball last night. What they have, only 12 turnovers? That's pretty good. Well, let's see what they do tomorrow night in Cleveland. So right now they're 0-1. Like I said, they got the Cavaliers tomorrow night. Before we get into Jamison Williams here, just a reminder, Michigan and Michigan State are having at it Saturday night at 7:30. And last time I looked, I think the Wolverines were 3.5-point favorites. I don't bet, but if I did, I'd take those 3.5. I think the State wins this one, no problem. I really do, even though it's at the big house. In fact, I think I got a good feeling about State. I think they're going to get to a bowl game this year. I doubt that Michigan will, but so we'll finish up here with the Lions and tell you talk a little bit more about the power rankings. I want to say something too about 3 young NFL quarterbacks that I think have regressed this year. Anyway, as you know by now, we wouldn't be doing this show without the technical assistance of a heck of a nice guy by the name of Tim Lindley at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, 37 Waldron Street. For all your technical needs, get in there and see Tim Lindley. Anything at all, any tech issues you have. Computers, new or used, maybe the computer you have now needs a little work done on it. Flat screen TV mounting, programming setup, internet installation, printers, new or used, anything at all. Please get in there and see Tim. There's nobody else like him in our area, and we are so lucky to have him here. Plus, like I said before, he's probably one of the nicest men you're ever going to want to meet. 37 Waldron Street, downtown Hillsdale, about a couple of 100 feet west of Howell Street. 517-610-5372, or better still, again, I said, get in there and see him. Across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive, 37 Waldron Street. And when you get in there, tell them Mickey and I sent you. Will you please? Thank you. Jameson Williams has decided to drop his appeal, which means he will be sitting out the next 2 games. According to a report by Jordan Schultz, the Detroit Lions wide receiver will not appeal his pending suspension and will miss the next 2 games. That means Detroit will play the Tennessee Titans and the Packers a week from Sunday, were not the services of Williams. The NFL has now officially announced the suspension as well. The details of the suspension are not publicly known yet, other than it was for a violation of the league's performance-enhancing substance policy. And again, we don't know all the facts. And before you pass judgment this time on him, I would please that you wait until all the facts come in and not be so quick to pass judgment on him. Let's just wait till we get all the facts. It was my understanding he tested positive for Adderall. If you don't know what Adderall is, Google it. And apparently this was something that was prescribed by his doctor. Again, if you don't know about Adderall, Google it. You'll know a little more. I don't have time to get in to tell you what it is, what this stuff is or what it does. But anyway, Williams offered a statement on the suspension by way of his agent. In it, he claims he still does not fully understand how he violated the league's rules. And I totally go along with him on this. In his words, this week I was notified by the NFL that I had been suspended for a violation of performance-enhancing substances policy. The news came to a complete surprise that I'm still trying to understand. I don't take supplements or vitamins. I'm overly cautious about taking over-the-counter medication. At no time have I ever taken something in an attempt to cheat or look for an unfair advantage. I understand that I am responsible for everything that goes into my body, and I have to take responsibility for this instance. I have nothing but love and respect for this game, my teammates, coaches, and Alliance organization in the city of Detroit. It is disappointing to accept the suspension, and it will hurt me to be away from the team as they prepare this week. So out of respect to my teammates, this will be the last time I address the matters. The Lions, too, seem to have made peace with the suspension. Earlier this week, Dan Campbell said their faith in Williams hasn't wavered. So that's it. That's about it. And like I said, if you don't know what Adderall is, Google it. It's my understanding this was prescribed by his doctor. As he said, he did not intentionally do anything wrong. If anything, I think he was misinformed. I don't think it's fair, just like I didn't think the suspension last year was. But no, it is what it is. So when the Lions play the Titans this Sunday, go back to a little history of the Tennessee Titans. The Lions have never beaten the Tennessee Titans. You have to go back to 1995 when they were still the Houston Oilers. It would be the last time the Lions beat them. What have they played them? 5 or 6 times since they've been in Tennessee, and they have not beaten them while they have been in Nashville. So, by the way, they're favored by 11 or 12 points this weekend. That's the only game this week with a double-digit spread is the Lions-Titans game. I think it started out as 12 and a half. It might be 11 or 11 and a half now. But like I said, I'm not, I don't bet. I'm just passing that along to you. But this is the only double-digit spread of the entire week, which starts tonight with the Vikings at the Rams. What are the Vikings? 2.5-point favorites. I think the Rams are going to win tonight. If this follows the pattern that anytime the Lions beat somebody now, they lose, they turn around and also lose the following week. That's been happening lately. I think the Vikings are going to lose this one tonight. It's been a short week. They only had 1 day of practice. They had to leave yesterday for LA. The Rams are getting Cooper Kupp back tonight. I think the Rams win tonight. But don't take my word for it. I think the Rams are going to cover. Power rankings. Where are we here? I think I might have said something about this the other day, but before we get into that, too, I want to talk a little bit about three quarterbacks who I think have regressed this year. The Packers, Jordan Love, he's leading the league so far with 8 interceptions. He does not look like the same quarterback that he was last year. I don't know what the issue is, but he just doesn't look the same to me. I think the same can be said for the Texans, C.J. Stroud. He's regressed this year. He looks like just a shell of what he was last year. Again, I don't know what his problem is. And that last one is Brock Purdy, the 49ers. He doesn't look nearly as good as he did last year either. I don't know what the problem is with these young quarterbacks right now, but so far this year, to me, they have regressed. They don't look anything like what they did last year. Green Bay is in Jacksonville on Sunday. And last time I looked, I think they were like 4.5 point favorites. Power rankings. Here we go. As far as the Lions are concerned, in power rankings, Sports Illustrated has them first. CBS has them second, only behind the Chiefs. The Athletic has them first. ESPN has them ranked this week second, behind the Chiefs. Yahoo has them second, behind the Chiefs. And Bleacher Report has them second, behind the Chiefs. In other words, according to their power rankings, the Lions are the top-ranked team in the NFC. Super Bowl odds, courtesy of ESPN Bet. Top 5, Chiefs, plus 425. Second, Ravens, plus 500. Third, the Lions, plus 700. Coming in at 4, the 49ers at plus 850. And at 5, the Buffalo Bills at plus 1,000. Those are your Super Bowl odds. Have I left anything out or forgot anything here? As I said, the Wings are playing tonight against the Devils. This should be a pretty good measuring stick for them as they try to get above 500 for the first time this year. And we'll see what happens. Pistons tomorrow night in Cleveland. And I think I got you guys caught up on everything here. Yeah, that's about it. Don't forget, here locally, Saturday morning from 9 to 10 with Andy and Jed on the Time Out Show from 9 to 10, WCSR 92.1 FM. And I will talk to you Saturday afternoon prior to the Michigan State game. So until then, remember, please treat each other with respect. Have a good rest of your evening. I'll talk to you Saturday. And so long, everybody.